guys, what's up? How's it going? Today we're going to go over how to draw kind of an animated mouth, and I'm going to give you a few parts that you can exaggerate. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a regular mouth, and then just kind of what parts you can exaggerate to turn it into a more animated look. I'm going to use just this marker. It's not a big deal. Just use any marker. It's fine. It's irrelevant. Or a pen, but... So that's pretty much it. It's for beginners. It's step by step, and I really hope you enjoy it. Stay all the way to the end, so I have an announcement, and that's it. So pay attention. Let's get going. So if you're looking at generic mouth, and if you're looking at it in almost a polygonal shape, it would look something like this. If you were to turn it into like a polygon cube, the top lip seems to be split up to 2 or 3 segments. There's 2 peaks usually. And those 2 peaks, have that little philtrum, I believe, in the middle of your, above your mouth. That changes per person. Some people, you don't see those peaks as prominent. Some people have thinner lips. It depends. It really does. And there tends to be usually a peak down at the base as well. So knowing that, also, the bottom lip tends to be also divided into 2 fat pads. So knowing that, you can kind of take advantage of that. For example, in let's say a 3/4 view, you can take advantage of that the 2 fat pads thing on the lower lip. If they have very full lips, you can accentuate that a lot. And then you can have this division a little bit more. Kind of another thing you can do would be to create, let's say, a really thin upper lip, and then create a huge lower lip. And that's something that a lot of cartoons do. Or you can do the reverse. You can actually create a really large upper lip. Remember those 2 peaks? That peak in the middle there. And then create kind of a lower lip. You see stuff like that with Betty Boop. With different cartoon characters, they will accentuate it, usually on female lips. Another thing you can do is literally simplify it into a line, which is what most animations will do as well. Maybe like The Simpsons will have like an overbite. Or you can just have like a straight line. Anime tends to do that. Manga tends to do that, at least within the natural form, without kind of exaggeration. If you do want, let me know in the comments below. What do you want maybe me to go over, like expressions? And I can definitely do that. And I can pick maybe say a feature or maybe a face. We can go through that. Let me know what you want in the comments below. But that's pretty much it. Just remember, these segments, that the lower lip is split up into 2 kind of fat pads, the upper is split up into 2 peaks, and that's just kind of like something general to remember. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Also, the announcement, if you guys want to learn more, the best way to learn this stuff is through Patreon. I have a Patreon. If you go on there, I have different tiers. The first tier is basically $1. For $1, you can literally see everything that I'm doing on my own, like my own projects, personal sketches that I don't post anywhere, like nowhere, just things that I'm working on and building on and ideas. That's for $1. That's it, $1. And then for $2, you get an ebook. It's a free ebook. I'm not giving out or selling anywhere else, or anywhere really, because it's a $2 donation, and you get that ebook immediately. And that ebook is about the most important part of a portrait or even drawing an animation, and that is learning the skull. And I want to go over the skull because the skull is one of the most important things that you need to know for, again, portraiture, for animation, for anything, because you need to know that because, for example, the skull shows the shape of the face. The brow, if you touch your own brow, that's your bone. The top part of the nose, that's the bone, the top part. The chin, the jaw, all that stuff, that's the skeleton showing through. And knowing the parts of that skeleton will really make you know what you're doing. Like it'll really give you a foundation that nothing else will if you just start studying everything, without that. So learn that, even if you don't get that. But that's at the $2 point. At $2, you get that ebook immediately. Like it talks about, I think it's 10 pages about how to go through it and the most common mistakes when people start it. So really check that out. And then there's more tiers above that. The final tier above is where I teach you stuff personally. You send me stuff that you want looked at, and I will literally look it over, and I'll be like, you're making this mistake over and over. And I've already helped a lot of people do that. People that would have mistakes for years, for 3 to 4 years, they will have that. They don't have that because someone else who's ahead on the same journey has pointed that out. And that's kind of the service I'm doing. I'm literally saying, you need major help with this. You do this in every single drawing, every single one. Stop that. Stop. You're pointing it out. It's something you've never seen. Because I've been there, and that's the best way to get good is instruction. And since it's not since if you don't have an art school or anything like that, the best thing to do is to reach out to someone on Patreon, and I do that professionally. And that's it. I've been doing that for years. I hope you guys appreciate it. Like I said, all those tiers are cool, and hopefully I'll be doing it for maybe another year, maybe less, maybe another few months. I'm not sure yet. I might get rid of Patreon. I'm not totally sure yet. I am thinking about it, and might just go back to private instruction. But that's it. So thank you so much, guys. The link is in the top right corner if I'm going to put it there, or it's going to be right in the top of the description. It says 18 and over. I don't know why it says that. I got to get rid of that, so ignore that. All right. Thank you, guys, and I'll talk to you later.